Okay, you shall not steal. Don't take anything that doesn't belong to you. That's not a good thing to do. Why do you want, why would you not want to steal?
So you don't get arrested.
That's one way of looking at it.
So, because it's wrong, then people will not to steal. Oh, steal.
Okay, true. You're both correct. How about, it's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. It's not your stuff. So the other interesting thing is the reason we don't steal is we want to we respect the other person enough that, hey, you know what, that belongs to them. Maybe they need it. Maybe they need it more than I need it. You know, or give other opportunities for that. The one thing that you guys didn't quite get was it honors God by me helping people keep their what is theirs. It honors God. And it dishonors God when we take something from somebody. So let's kind of look at this and what Luther says. So if you guys can open up your catechisms, please, to page number 14.
Yeah, it looks like it might be. Okay, so Sam, how would you like to read? What does this mean? Please.
What does this mean? We should fear and love God so that we do not take our neighbor's money or possessions or get them in any dishonest way, but help him to improve and protect his possessions and income.
Okay, so again, Luther's getting it at the point. We don't want to do anything that's going to dishonor God. We want to show God that we A, respect him, and B, we respect other people and what belongs to them. So a couple of things I want to share with you. So that we do not take our neighbor's money or possessions. So in other words, I just don't want to say, oh, I want this. Not a good thing, right? Not a good thing that we want. But Sam needs that catechism. Sam needs that catechism as a reference, as a record for what God is helping to share with them. So we don't want to take anything. But how about this? You're an older person, and you work in a bank. Okay, do you guys either want to work in a bank at all? What do you want to do when you grow up? A vet? Don't know yet. Okay, well, that's cool. Well, let's say just for example, you guys are working in a bank and you work in a department at the bank that helps people get a loan so they can buy a house. Okay, so you see, let's see, you see me, you know, and I have a loan with your bank for my house, and I can't pay it back. Okay, I'm having trouble paying it back. I lost my job or something.
What kind of bank is full of money? Like, so how do you not have the money? Bank people get paid a lot.
Yeah, but I don't work for the bank. You guys work for the bank. I lost my job. But yeah, a lot of banks.
Helping you with the money?
Yeah, well, see, here's the other interesting thing. You guys could be saying, look, you don't need that house. We're just gonna repossess your house. You're gonna kick you out. That's all messed up. That's right. Because people, we need a place in which to live, right? Mm-hmm. That's nice. That's right. That's excellent. But you're not. So let's say you're working at the bank, but I have no real reason. I have no real legal way in order to do that. In other words, the bank doesn't give you any direction saying that you really want this house. I want to kick this guy out of this house because something's wrong with it. Anyway, my mouth is not working this morning. I apologize for that. How about this? Let's start all over again. How can you help somebody keep what belongs to them? What can you do to help people keep what belongs to them?
You give them a debt,
Security system, there you go. What was that?
give them a debt, like so they can pay off the house.
Okay, that's right. That'll work. You can borrow, you can lend them the money to keep, so that they can keep their house. Security system will help them keep their possessions. What is going to happen? Like, there's a lot of people out there now that use what is called schemes, plans to take people's money from them. And it seems to be all legal. In other words, they're not breaking any laws. But what can you do to help somebody keep what belongs to them? And even though it seems, everything seems legal, there's nothing wrong. I can't find a rule or a regulation that's against all of this, but we know something's not right. Have you ever had one of those things? There's no rule against it, but something's not right. Something doesn't feel right. Yeah.
Yeah, like in history class, we were learning about child slaves. That's not right, but it's not illegal in some places.
Excellent example. Yes, we're learning about things. We know about things that are not right, but seem to be legal in certain areas. So we want to be able to help somebody. We know this is not right. Somebody's going to try and take my house. This is not right. It just doesn't work. So how are you going to help? What are you going to do to help me keep my house? Let's say it's somebody on the telephone saying, you know what? We've got this wonderful program, and if you just sign over your house to us, we'll be able to get you into a gigantic house. And no, doesn't always work that way, does it? No, it doesn't work that way. So, but how can we help?
You can help them learn about different security systems,
Okay,
like you already said.
right.
I don't know, an alarm system.
Well, how about let's say, you know what? Let's say your grandparents. Let's use your grandparents as an example. Your grandparents get a phone call from somebody saying, you know what? If you give me $30,000, I'll be able to give you back your $30,000 plus another $30,000 in 6 weeks. If you give me $30,000 now, in 6 weeks, you'll have your original $30,000 back plus another 30.
I'll take the deal.
Yeah, but wait, those are yours.
I knew.
You left them. It was interesting because Rocky, I walked out in the sanctuary the other day, and before I removed all the poinsettias, because the poinsettias were still on that table, right? So I took the poinsettias off and I went, wait a minute, that looks like Rocky's books. So talking is not going to be on your strong suit
I
today?
did that a few weeks ago at cheer. We were doing a new stunt,
Yeah.
and I thought I was supposed to bend my knees, but you weren't supposed to, because then it was gonna bang into you.
I can see something
Oh,
coming.
yeah, it was basketball.
Oh, that's even worse.
And that's what
And I got the
emphasize
steal off
today.
the guy.
I'm sorry?
I got the steal off the guy. That was like,
Oh. What did that page ever do to you now?
I don't know, it's really interesting just to have like a little confetti face. I don't know. It's
Okay,
interesting.
let's go back to our example. Yes, it would sound very good if it would work, right?
If they could give you,
Extended warranty.
if they could give you $60,000 by the end of 6 weeks, why wouldn't they just wait 6 weeks in order to get their own $30,000?
See, here's the problem. A lot of times when somebody says, I can do this for you and I can guarantee this for you, they can't. The problem is it's not going to work. So your grandparents come to you and say, you know, or come to your mom and dad and say, hey, this doesn't sound right. Just doesn't sound like it's gonna work. Can you help me out here, make a decision? Well, how can you help out? How can you guys help out so that your grandparents are not out $30,000? Don't take the deal. That's one way you can say, just don't take the deal. Doesn't sound right.
Get more info about it,
Get more info about it. And how would you go about getting more info about it?
call them
See
to,
what
and
they're
just,
doing with the job.
yeah, try to figure out what,
Yep.
how they're gonna get the money.
Yep. There's a tool.
And they should make a deal that if they do not get their $60,000, then they're on debt, and every week they have to
Right.
pay even more.
Yep. All of the above. There's a tool that we can use too. It can look, you can look up this guy or this company on the internet and saying, hey, what is the internet saying? And as the internet goes flashing red on the screen, don't buy from these guys, they're crooks. Or something like that. Could that happen? Could somebody double your money in 6 weeks?
No,
It's possible,
but if they
not
needed,
likely, but possible.
Unless they're Jeffrey Bezos.
Well, there's that too. Or he can send, or for $60,000 or more, probably more, you can ride with me in my capsule and we'll go sit up on the top of the Earth's atmosphere and come back down.
I would not do that. I would try to go up in space, especially with a stranger.
Yeah, anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we want to, a lot of things that we do to help people maintain what they have. We don't want people to have it taken away from them. That's fundamentally what we want to do. That's an interesting chest plate you got there, Sam, with legs on it and everything.
Armor.
It's
Golden armor.
Yeah, I know, and you can back into somebody and say, here, obscure. Speaking of armor, okay, all right.
I'm invincible now.
I don't think so, but go ahead and put the stool back on the floor, please. Anyway, there's a biblical story about armor I think I could talk about, but we
Oh, I
won't.
know that,
The-
the Goliath armor thing.
Yeah, the armor of God. Okay, so we want to, let's go back to a little bit about taking something. All right, we want to make sure people are able to keep what they have. Why do we want people to keep what they have? What's the point of it?
Because it's theirs.
Who gave it to them?
A
Somebody, a person,
person,
ultimately, who
a
gave it to them?
family member.
Oh, keep going higher.
Oh, God.
Yeah, ultimately, everything in the world is God's possession that he gives out to people. Yes,
I
sir.
remember I saw this one thing, it was like God hooked up these kids and it was like a trampoline. There was like strong winds and the trampoline landed in their yard. Like God hooked up these kids.
God, please provide for me a trampoline. I'm sorry, boom, right there from your. Thank you.
Like it was a big one. It just flew over the fence.
Is that a God thing that God gives
See
somebody?
if that can work.
Or is that just something like oops, sorry neighbors, how can we,
Now,
but that's a great example, though. Think about it a second.
Well,
Wait, hang on, think about it a second. The wind takes somebody's trampoline out of their yard, blows it over the fence, and it lands in your yard.
Technically not sailing, it's just.
Oh,
Not
wait,
able to get it back.
wait for it, wait a minute, hang on. So what do you do about this trampoline that blew into your
You
yard?
can't move
You play
it.
on it.
So, yeah, you
No.
jump on it until they come back and then until you can move it. But
How about we do this?
when my friend's out of town, I'm gonna ask if the wind will blow over her trampoline to my house and then when she comes back, blow it
Gotcha.
back.
Gotcha. How about this? Instead of holding on to it, which is equivalent to stealing if we try to keep it because it doesn't really belong to us. The reality is, okay, where did this come from and how can we get it back to the original owner?
Find a truck that can carry a really big trampoline, but until it comes, you can play on it.
Just as simple as hope your dog doesn't eat it, so a piece doesn't get stuck inside of him, so you don't have to go to the vet and you spent $1,000.
Sam is speaking from experience when that happened. Yes, sir.
Why is my like blisters like a snake thing? You know how they like things like that? Like
Yeah.
whenever I do this,
Uh-huh.
it feels like that.
Because you got hit in the face with a basketball.
Like it goes like, it's like right here. Right here.
Yeah, oh, yeah. At one time, I'll share this interesting little story about front lips. I was playing football in my front yard with my younger brother. And the way we kind of did it, we tossed the football as like we're running back a kickoff, right?
Yeah.
He tosses the ball to me and I'm running and he grabs me around the knees, wraps his arm around my legs, perfect tackle, right?
And then the
I go down like
football-
a tree trunk.
And the football lands on your face.
No, close.
Oh.
When I'm going down, I hit and I held on to the football, but what happened was my upper lip came down around and in front of my front teeth. My front teeth went through my upper lip. And I'm going, this feels weird. Okay. It felt like I had a gap. The dentist fixed it, but I had a gap in between these two front teeth. I thought the inside of my lip got pinched, on that gap. That's what it felt like. And then, so I go to pop it off and it wouldn't come out straight forward. I had to pull it down. And that's when I found out my two front teeth went through my upper lip because my fingers were covered in blood. Ugh, it's not fun.
And don't drink water right after it happens. I figured that out.
Oh, that stings like crazy.
Oh, it hurt
Yeah,
so bad.
I just took a paper towel and wrapped a piece of ice around it and stuck it on the front of my lip. Help reduce the swelling
I
anyway.
just sat there and watched the next group did it, and then I had to do it like after 2 tries. I tried to do it again. I was like,
Can one, I'm gonna take that away from you if you can't quit playing with it.
I'm almost
No, not
done
my stool.
with my salad. It's gonna be a salad.
Paper salad, you're gonna have to put.
I just salad last night for dinner.
Ah, there you go. Okay, we gotta move back on to taking things. So,
I,
that example of the hurricane force wind blowing the trampoline over into your yard, that means you don't want to keep it because you want to try to find who belongs to that, because those things are not cheap. So somebody paid for it, somebody bought it for them to use. So our indication is we want to be able to help people. And you know what? They might say, hey, thank you for bringing, guys want to come over and do some jumping on the trampoline? Yeah, sure, that'd be great.
I did one of a TikTok thing. It was like the boom bam bob thing, yeah. And I did it with my friends, and I jumped back,
Right.
jumped off the trampoline.
And-
They were supposed to catch me too, and
They kind of conveniently missed you?
yeah.
Not
They
fun.
didn't even catch me. They were like,
Okay.
"Oh, you were jumping." Actually, I was like,
Well, yeah, that's what I
You
was
told me to
doing.
do that.
You gave me the indication, this is what we're supposed to do.
and do it to them.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else about helping people keep their possessions? Because that's the positive side.
"Give them a
Well, the
salad."
Get them a security dog.
Yeah, a
I
salad.
love that too. Paper salad,
Yeah, I think they would love it. A great salad.
sure.
Yeah.
You know what else would love that little paper salad you've created?
Trash
Exactly.
can.
Termite.
Termites would like the wood inside our walls, but I don't want to go there. All right, without looking in your books.
I mean, paper's made out of trees.
It is, but
Which
they
is
eat
wood.
it without looking. What is the Eighth Commandment?
You should not give false
Testimony
testimony.
against your neighbor. Oh, I gave the rest of it away. Okay, what is false testimony? How do you describe
Like
it?
false
Lying.
judgment, false, wall.
Accusing them of something.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, accusing of something that
They
they,
do.
exactly. That's false testimony. How
I
about,
know my neighbor. Actually, I do. I do know one of my neighbors,
oh, there you go.
but they're like, I dog sit for them. That's all I know.
Okay. How about this? Moving on. So do not want to share false testimony. So you don't want to say something that's wrong about your neighbor. So what would we consider to be saying something wrong against your neighbor?
You stole my book.
You
Is
stole
it-
my book.
wait.
Yeah, there you go. When nobody stole your
Is
book,
it
you left it
wrong?
on the table.
Is
You
it
stole
wrong?
my paper salad.
Is it wrong to say that there's a haunted house near you? And then, I'm pretty sure it's haunted. You see people move in with a moving truck and they don't come out. All you've seen is people move in. It's really creepy. And for Halloween, they turned their porch light on. And then it turned off after Halloween. So that's
Okay,
kinda
so is there
creepy.
anybody in the house now?
The crosses keep changing out. So at least they're Christian.
Oh, that's a
hopefully.
good point. So
But-
maybe somebody's in the house, but the question is it haunted? That's another question.
This is the
Yeah.
van, that's it.
Oh, just the van. Oh, okay.
It's
That's like a house in my neighborhood.
really creepy.
I don't know if people moved in or not, but I'm pretty sure
We've
people
seen
did.
people move
I've
in.
never seen them.
Oh, it's one of those kind of houses. See, here's what we're interesting. We're perfect at what is false testimony. You know what we're talking about? You know-
Judgment, false
Well,
judgment.
well, there's false judgment, correct. But what happens when, well, let me rephrase. There is a word that we use that describes making a false judgment or an incomplete judgment. What is that word? There's a
Oh,
word.
incomplete judgment?
Incomplete judgment, or we say something and we don't know anything about it.
Guessing their personality.
Guessing their personality, okay. Guessing is one thing, but if you keep it to yourself, that's fine. You're just guessing.
Or making
Making it
fun
up.
of.
Making fun of, I'm gonna come to that one.
Okay, can I go get some scissors?
No.
No, why do you want scissors? You tore that all up.
Cut it more.
Okay, all right,
Need a knife.
here,
Oh, there's 5 words, 6
six-letter word,
letters.
six-letter word. Sam, give me a letter.
Hey,
Lying.
Give me a letter.
L.
Huh?
L.
hey. Oh my
E.
goodness.
I. O. U.
Right.
E.
E.
Wait,
Sam, give me a letter.
I.
wait.
Nancy.
You,
We got O.
Oh, wait a minute.
did you spell it wrong?
Yes,
Is it judgment?
no.
Judge,
O.
Natalie, give me a letter.
and
Right, give me a letter.
we're such a high, guys. Y'all are doing really bad.
Why is he getting hung? What did he do?
Huh?
Why is he getting hung?
Because we are doing that too.
You're killing this poor guy. Give me a letter, Sam.
Is he gonna die without a face and hands?
No.
Oh,
I'll give you grand opportunities of finding this word, but give me a letter.
um,
Oh, you guys die. I never realized how bad this game is.
How bad?
If you lose, you're killing someone.
Well,
Oh
you're
my
killing a
God.
cartoon character.
Hey, Dave.
Still.
Today, guys,
Sam.
we play real.
Sam, letter. I need a letter,
Letter.
a letter.
T. No. No. Need more letters.
I need another letter, Miss Natalie.
T.
Oh.
Oh my God.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V,
No, sorry, I was gonna say CC.
Wait, now you gotta do hands.
Let's just go down the alphabet. You say F.
Oh, we're gonna take too long.
H. Oh, wait, okay.
Hang on. You say H?
I did say H. No, you said no. That is
Seems
really
like
far down the
Y.
alphabet. Really confident in that one. You broke my confidence. J.
Oh, we're not done J yet.
All right.
J?
Okay.
And
Summon, no, never mind.
Do not kick.
Summon, that's,
Oh, that's a workout. We did.
that's, okay.
Oh, I'll give you a hint. There's only one letter left.
Okay, it's not L.
So there's two open spaces with the same letter.
R. Rumors.
Oh.
Rumors.
Who uses the word rumors?
A lot of people do. What word would you use instead of rumors?
Judgment.
Lies.
Judgment, lies, all good words. Rumors are do you know what a rumor is?
Yes, it's
Lies.
where you're spreading along lies.
You're spreading along lies. I mean,
Or
you're
your
spreading
judgment.
lies. You're spreading lies. You're making a judgment about a person, and you're saying these things as if they are true. And a lot of people will say, well, you know, I heard ...
He said, she said that, he said. that.
Hey, there it is.
No, at cheer the other day, me and Jenna were watching these two people argue. You're making up what they were talking about. We were trying to read their lips, but we were doing really bad. I would act like I was looking at her when I was staring at them, and then I'd talk about what I'm saying. It's really funny.
So rumors are bad because they can mess up with somebody's reputation. They can mess up somebody, like for example, if I said a rumor about one of you guys, if I said something about one of you guys and I start telling it like it's the truth, right? Oh, I had heard that Natalie did this, or I heard that Rocky had done that. I had heard that Sam was really talking a storm up about somebody else. I have no proof. I have no idea what you said was right. What I'm saying about you was right. But I'm saying it to other people as if it is right. That's what a rumor is. And that's why a rumor is bad, because you're telling something. It may be right, it may not be right, but you have no idea. So that doesn't give you the right to say something about it.
Can I go get some scissors?
No, you may not.
Please.
I heard Natalie sold scissors so she could cut up the paper salad. Here's my coffee.
Oh, I thought I get coffee. This is not gonna be the cheese.
So anyway.
Yeah.
So we want to be able to not spread rumors about anybody. And if somebody says, oh, so what are you going to do if somebody says, hey, I heard something about John the other day?
John the Baptist.
Well, you can say that.
You're talking
What
about
do
John.
you say?
Is it wrong? Like, what if in the Bible we talk about someone, but like, it's not, like, there's one thing about him that wasn't quite true, that everyone thought was true, but he was already like gone. So like,
Okay, so a
isn't
person,
that judging them?
yeah, actually, it's judging their reputation. It's saying something about a person that we know is not true, and we know that this person did not do whatever was said about him or her. So, and if that person is passed, why stop it? Why stop the rumor from spreading? Why would you? Why would you stop the rumor from being spread?
Because it's wrong to have a rumor, so you would stop it so it doesn't turn into anything worse or an argument.
Okay, there you go.
Or
Now-
you could get in trouble because they think that you were the one that did it.
Or stop it from being.
Yeah, exactly. So the interesting thing is, how does one, let's go back to my original question. Somebody comes up to you and says, hey, you know what, John did this, it's really, really nasty kind of thing. And you're not gonna have any paper on which to write your questions and your answers.
I do. See, look, I saw all this.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but if you keep tearing it up.
That's just on my page. So wait.
Okay, all right. Anyway, so what do you say, especially if you know that rumor isn't true? What do you do?
Stop it from happening.
You
Look
stop
at
it
all
from
that
happening.
paper I have for questions.
Well, smack the guy, but But you do, I mean, standing up for what is right is not always easy, but it is
Oh,
always
yeah.
the best,
One time, my friend Jenna, there was some guy being really mean to me,
right?
making fun of me. And I tried to tell her it didn't bother me, but she could tell it did. So
Right.
she threw a pencil at him. And then everyone started throwing pencils around the classroom. Nobody else knew she was the one that started it. A lot of people got detention, but she didn't because nobody knew she started
Nobody
it.
knew she started it.
Yeah, so,
You know, sometimes standing up for what is right is not always the easiest thing. Standing up for what is God pleasing is definitely not the easiest thing to do, because people will sit there going, you know. But the reality is when we stand up for what is right, for the sake of other people, what are we showing?
there's this person in our classroom who,
Yes.
she used to never stand for the pledges, but she left our classroom, probably because of me. But anyways, so
Okay.
I used to always like go over to her and ask her, can you just please just stand for the pledges and just be respectful? And on purpose, when we had the moment of silence, she would dig through her bag, and when it was done, she would sit down and wouldn't get anything out of her bag.
Mm.
So it made me really mad. And then she stuck a pencil through a teacher's wall, and like she broke it, and so I took the pencil and I put it down. I took it out of the hole and I put it on her desk, and I was like, here's your property back. She got really mad at me. She moved out of her class.
Sounds like a TikTok.
But you know, it is interesting. Where was I going now? But that's okay. I had a thought in my head and it just kind of went away. So what is Lutheran say in the Catechism regarding the Eighth Commandment? Can I have somebody read from their catechism?
I can.
please?
I can't.
Okay, Natalie will. We're on page 14, Rocky, if you're wondering.
What's
Yeah, that's my really big one.
Hey, Oh, I thought you were busy making a salad.
I got my lettuce now. Look at all this big chunk of lettuce. Okay, anyways, we're on the Eighth Commandment.
Yes, ma'am.
We should fear and love God so that we do not tell lies about our neighbors, betray him, slaughter him, or hurt his reputation, but defend him, speak well of him, and explain everything in the kindest way.
Okay. He said slaughter instead of slander, but that's okay.
Oh,
That's all right, no worries.
was there not a you? in
What
there?
does it mean? Okay, let's kind of wrap this up a little bit today with this.
That's an N. I thought that was,
Ah.
yeah.
What does speak everything in the kindest way mean to you?
Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
There's a lot to that. Rocky, anything else you want to add on that one? No. Okay. No, explain everything in the kindest way. What if, let's kind of use it this way. What if it is almost time to end. What if,
That's early in my salad.
what if Natalie's salad making over here was really beginning to annoy me?
Almost done. I'm not
Okay,
gonna go through
well,
it.
wait, hang on, I'm not quite done with my example yet. What if it was beginning
You tried to kill my salad.
annoy me so much that I would
Really done.
sillily sit there and yell, Natalie, stop that.
And she didn't stop, so you stole her salad and put it in her drink.
Drink, no.
The point is, if that's not speaking the truth in the kindest way, is it annoying me? No. Is it?
Oh,
But I was
thought it
using that as an example because it's like happening right here in front of me. But the interesting thing is, sometimes we have to explain about behaviors. We have to say, like, that's not right. Tearing paper apart is not right.
I know.
It is somewhat disrespectful to our book and to our friends and to our pastor.
It's
And
just very
and
sad.
see, here is a perfect
I have
example.
extra paper.
Well, wait a minute, hang on, because this is important. I was being sarcastic, right? A little bit about what I was saying, it's disrespectful. It's not that it's not true, but I was saying it in a way that was disrespectful to you.
Um,
That's not explaining things in the kindest way. Sarcasm doesn't work.
That's all me and Jenna talk through. Everyone thinks we're being mean to each other, but we're just joking around with each other.
See, the interesting thing though is what kind of a witness does that say to you and Jenna and to everybody else around you?
They probably think we're really mean to each other.
Probably do, and the
That's just our
challenge
way
is
of
that
thinking.
ends up creating a lie. So what we need to be able to do, what God is asking us to do, is to explain when things are not right, okay? Whether it's between brother and sister, whether it's between sister and sister, whether it's between mom and dad and kid, whatever, or pastor. Please, thank you. We need to be able to explain things when they are not right in a manner that is both respectful to the person as well as to ourselves and to God. So let's say, for example, Sam is trying to tell Hallie to stay off of his computer and out of his room. Okay, you try and say it nice the first time, but then stereotypical sister and or brother, they try to push the edge of the envelope. They try to see like how far I can get to before I get Sam mad. Okay, and then you're trying to be respectful as you can, but the more she pushes, the more angry you're starting to get, right? So, and then all of a sudden, something comes flying out of Sam's mouth that is not very honoring of anybody. That's not explaining things in the kindest way. Explaining things in the kindest way is to going, Mom, Dad, Hallie's messing with my stuff. Does that work?
I would usually just get my airsoft gun. It's not like a Nerf. It's not an airsoft gun, but it's like one of those Nerf guns that like have the little yellow balls in them, and they really hurt if you shoot someone with it.
I would think of an alternative way of having Hallie not mess in your room. But we don't know what that would be. It depends upon the situation. In a lot of cases, Rocky, sorry.
Never loaded.
I'm sorry. Lock the door. No, you're not coming in. Sorry, click. But then when a knock on the door says, Sam, open
I
this
know
door,
how to
please.
unlock doors.
And
though.
it's not Hallie. It's your mom or your dad. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit more of this next week. We'll finish it up, finish our discussion. And then we'll take up commandments 9 and 10, which have to do with our desire for something else of somebody else's, something of somebody else's property.
I thought it was like, I'm feeding it now.
You're feeding it to the trash can. Trash can, you enjoy your salad. Please do not drop your journal into the trash can.
That'd be fun.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's wrap up with prayer. We'll cut you loose and we'll see you over at for worship. Father, thank you for this day and the opportunity to help us to learn and grow. Help us to learn about your love and your mercy for us so that we will continue to be respectful of other people, not only of their property, but of themselves and their reputations and their lives. Help us now as to learn and to grow so that we continue to be strengthened by your grace. We pray this in Jesus' name. And everyone says, amen. We'll see you across the way.